This is part 1 of getting to know us. Because the questions that we asked each other took longer than our typical 30 minutes, we decided to break this up into 2 episodes. So stay tuned for part 2. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to That's Why Podcast with Anna and Patricia, the show where we arouse your curiosity while we dull your senses.
Hello, Patricia.
Hi, Swan.
How are you?
I am fabulous.
Good. I'm fabulous too.
Well, we just went to eat, so that was good.
Yes, and you've never been there before.
Never
Fuss
been there
Saigon.
before. Yeah.
The service was questionable today.
It wasn't the best for customer service, but the food was great.
The food was good, but I feel like we talked about having customer service in a restaurant, and sometimes if the food is subpar, but their service is nice.
No, all I can see. I can't take you serious now, girl.
I have a tissue up my nose because one side of my nose is dripping.
Sorry. Okay,
and
we're
it's
back.
distracting.
We're back. Let me slap myself.
Hold
We're
on,
back.
take it out.
Okay. Oh, no, she's gonna take it out.
Okay, there you go. It's gone.
Okay. All I can see now is her tissue in her nose, and I can't concentrate on what she's saying. All right.
Oh.
Okay, so we went to the restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when we eat at a place that has subpar food,
Yes.
but they have great customer service, we tend to go back because of the experience.
Which one would you prefer?
I would prefer customer service.
See, I prefer the food.
No, I changed my mind. I agree with you now.
I prefer the
agree with
food
you.
because I'm not there for your customer service.
You're right.
I'm there for your food.
That's true.
And I'll forgive your lack of customer service because your food is so good.
You're right, because I have been to plenty of restaurants, Asian restaurants to be specific, where the service is horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Because the
I
food
agree. I
is why
changed
you're
my
there,
mind.
for
Yes.
sure. Okay, so we had a vote on that.
But
All right.
The food was good, and
Yeah, it was great.
company was great.
We laughed so much. We had a good day. We had a good time.
Um,
Speaking of laughing, we were a little MIA.
Patricia just got back from the DR a couple of days ago.
Right.
And we went to Vegas together for my birthday.
Yay!
And I thought it was like, 7 girls. It was so fun. We went to the Jabberwockies show.
That show, guys,
Right?
is amazing.
It was
Oh
so
my gosh,
good.
it was great.
The talent
Yeah.
that the guys and gals,
Who
it is
knows?
amazing. I think there is a girl that's a part of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went to, which has always been on my to-do list, going to a black girl strip club.
Oh, yes. What was it
and-
called even?
It was called Euphoria.
Oh, that's right. They had just barely opened a few days
Yes.
prior.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like less than a week. We met our friend's cousin's friend there. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait, how did this work?
Keep track of that. No.
And then he took us there. You guys gave me some money. Thank you for giving it to the dancers.
Yeah.
And I asked the lady, and I'm like, can I touch? And she's like, yeah. Okay, guys, I thought that black girl butts were soft and pillowy. That was the strongest butt I have ever felt.
Oh, yeah. She
It
had
was
muscle
so
on it.
muscular.
Wow.
And I was like, holy cow.
I didn't get to indulge. All right.
I don't think I will go back. Do you think you go
No,
back?
I wouldn't go
Okay.
back there. That's for sure.
I wouldn't go back there. The drink was like $25.
It was ridiculous.
For a Cosmo.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got there at 10 and it wasn't happening.
It was too early.
It was too early.
And it was a weekday. But I do have to say this, guys, and this is just me. I'm old school. But we discussed that we really like women who have an artistic side. I have seen too much twerking and just people shaking their booties. That really doesn't take much talent. But when someone has finesse and style and a sense of artistry to their stripping, I think that's sexy and that's hot.
The
and I'll pay.
choreography.
Yes.
Because they put effort into entertaining. They're not
Yes.
just twerking. Not only sensual, but artistic and beautiful.
Absolutely.
And
And they're focused. Did you notice that the 2 girls that were up there, they were popping their butts and then they were
Yes.
looking at the mirror. We were sitting right in front of the mirror. So they were just looking over there and you could tell they were looking at themselves because they were just looking up and down like when you're looking
Yes.
at yourself.
Right.
And I thought you shouldn't be focused on you right now. That was for the dressing room before you came out. You're not a professional.
Right.
Now, like I said, I might be old school. What's his name?
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, Hugh Hefner like. But that's one of the reasons why I think Playboy was able to sell for so long, because they kept it classy.
Totally.
It's not classy.
It was a great time. I'm not saying
we had a great time. Great. Yeah, we chopped them people up. But but try it up. You know, see after a few months of them being open.
Yes.
But we had a freaking blast, especially by the pool.
That was the best time because it was a good enough party time and then relaxation.
Yes.
You know, we were up until, I don't even know the first night. I forgot what time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We went to eat Asian food. Dim sum.
Oh,
was it
yes.
dim sum?
It was dumpling, Xiao Long dumpling or something.
That place was good.
I heard that Din Tai Fung was really good. And then some friends said, don't go there. It's expensive. Try this other place.
Okay.
And when we went, it was delicious.
It was.
It was so good.
Do you want to give a shout out to what's her face? Popola?
Oh my gosh. This girl we met, she is the neighbor of our friend Annie. And so we never met her until
that day.
This trip.
Absolutely.
She shares with us a tattoo she has. Yes. It's a tramp stamp.
Yes. Yes.
And her last name is Popola.
Popola.
German origin.
Of her roots.
Right.
Yeah, her father's side, of course.
And what does Popola mean in the DR?
Well,
in Dominican?
This is why you have to be careful, people, with vernacular and words, because Popola in Dominican Republic is a woman's privates. Her coochie. Her punani. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh my gosh, this woman's got Popola on the back. So she was telling me the story of when she went on her honeymoon to the Dominican Republic. And on the beach, she's wondering, why are all these guys swarming me and laughing?
Yes.
And then they finally helped because she's white. From Idaho, right?
Blonde
Isn't she?
hair.
White blonde girl. She's like, they were like,
no, she's from Pennsylvania.
Is she from Pennsylvania originally?
Her friend
she lives
from Idaho.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I was like, yes, they would tell you. And they were like, let me help the gringa, right? And realize what she's got on her butt, on her tramp stamp. Can you imagine you putting that, never knowing?
And it's not a little tramp stamp.
Oh, no. If it had lights, it'd be like one of those, you know, big signs. Yes. Yeah. It
like
takes
the
up her
Vegas,
whole.
Yeah. Welcome to Las Vegas sign.
Welcome to Popola. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, she told us the story. It was quite entertaining. And yes. And we even took a picture of it.
We are going to post it. She gave us
the okay. Yes, she did.
And you guys can see her tramp stamp tattoo.
You can see her Popola signature.
But the pool was great. We stayed at Park MGM. The food was amazing. We
phenomenal.
Had nachos and poke bowl, everything. It was amazing. And okay, you guys know I love drugs, and I did everything under the sun. I was at the pool, and I'm like, and I'll drink.
And it balanced it all out, interestingly enough. You know what's great, Swan? I can't ever tell. You handle it so well, I can't tell that you out there.
You know what? I don't like to get shit-faced.
Right. Okay.
I like to enjoy the feeling, but I don't want to be blackout.
Right.
You know?
Which is where people take it to the extreme.
Right.
For
No,
sure.
I like to. One day, Patricia, if it'd be okay with you, one day we would do shrooms or Molly or whatever, lay in a pool, and you can feel that weightlessness.
Oh, well, I've heard it's amazing. I mean, yeah.
Yes. So great. But anyway, guys, it was so fun. And then when we were leaving the airport, poor Patricia got left. I got left behind. Left her at the hotel and went to the airport.
This is what happens when you have a light bladder. So I said, I'll be right back. Apparently nobody heard me. One group that was going thought that the other group was taking me. And then I was like, oh no. So, and then you guys were going to go shopping. And I thought, I do not want to risk it. Right. Murphy's Law, something will happen. And so I didn't want to risk it. So I wound up Ubering my own ass by myself. But you know what? That's so okay. Sorry. It happens. Those little things happen, but we had a fantastic time.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining.
No, thank you for inviting. Yes, absolutely.
Great. And yeah, you went to the DR. You had fun with your family.
I can say this. Anybody who has kids knows that going away with your family is called a trip. When you go alone, you're on a vacation. This was a trip.
Oh,
so
no.
I love my family. I wish I wouldn't have to see him for 5 days, but no, it was great. I mean, we went to Sosua Beach. I hung out with my sister, and sadly we lost her husband, my brother-in-law, just a couple of months ago. despite that, it was great. I can only handle it so much because I don't go to a resort, right? And with the commoners driving back and forth, it was insane. It was insane. I had an ulcer, I think, by the time we left. It's nerve-wracking.
Based on how you told me they drive, I would be nervous
too. Your butthole shrinks probably. And you're just like white knuckling everywhere you go, hoping and and it's a close call. It is a lot. It's a lot. Listen, it's a beautiful country. The language, the music, the food. Forget about it.
Yes.
Yet every place has its good and bad points. And boy, the poverty and people begging in the street, and you have to pay for water when you go out to eat because. So all these things, I'm happy I went, and I'll take a minute to probably go back. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to do, she's not here to listen, but hopefully in another dimension she could hear this. But I had a client, Linda Mulkey, that passed away a few months ago.
Yes, that's
right.
And
it really took me down to the ground. We did try to record a month or two ago. I could not edit it because it was and it was too much. So that got scrapped. Then we went on vacation and things happened.
Yeah, so we've been MIA for a minute, but we're back.
We're back.
And we got something juicy today.
Yes. Okay. We had feedback that the episode, was too short about getting to know us. And Patricia loves Esther Perel.
I love you, Esther.
We love you, Esther. Shout out to Esther.
Shout to Esther Perel. I got a girl crush on her.
And she has a game that she brought tonight. And this is going to get to know us on a deeper level because these are random questions that we have no idea what's in this box. So could you explain who Esther Perel is and what this game entails?
Absolutely. So Esther Perel, I'm going to just read off what it says in an introduction here. It says Esther Perel is a Belgian psychotherapist of Polish Jewish descent who has explored the tensions between the need for security and the need for freedom in human relationships. Now, one of my favorite quotes that she says, the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives. I have said that times before because I really believe that. And she is so brilliant. She is what Dr. Phil was back in the 90s.
Yes.
But she is not only more modern. I'm not dissing Dr. Phil because I think that every intellectual for their field has their time, but she is what we need now in 2022. She's said so many amazing things because of our technology, how much it's changed our world. She incorporates that in her philosophies and her understanding of human psychology. And she's just brilliant. The way she talks, she's fucking sexy as hell. And she's forget beautiful. About it. I think if you guys want to listen to open-mindedness, but someone that understands the values of love and human relationships, she's the one. And so the name of the game is called Where Should We Begin? It has also a little snippet here of what the game is about. And it says, in this game, there are no winners or losers. The game is designed for people to connect around the power of storytelling. As we reemerge into the world, we are all in need of tools to help us reconnect and overcome our shared social anxiety. I don't know that many people that don't have some kind of anxiety in one form or another. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she helps you break those barriers. And this game is amazing. The first time I really played it in a group was when I went to a girls' trip last year in July. And I learned so much about the women, and the women that were even sisters learned so much about each other. And the friends that have been together for 30 years learned something new about each other.
Whoa.
So that's what I love about this game. Quickly, I'm not going to say I play it to a T. There are a few symbols. And hey, anybody who's played this game, if you look into it, because I'm terrible. I don't like to read directions. We kind of just play it off the whim. But an introduction to be able to get you to continue or answer the question or tell a story about the statement that's been made. But they have symbols. One card has, like, if you were to draw a circle in the middle, chop it in half, and it's orange. And then there's a gray square. There is a blue symbol that's rounded on the top and squared on the bottom. And the pink one is like a triangle. I know that one is having to do with sex. So if you ever want to play that, because these are also great games that you can play in an office setting, but don't incorporate the pink ones at your workplace unless you want to, involve HR. Anyway, so Anna, what are we doing today?
I was wondering if we can do one question per category: the pink, blue, orange, and what was the gray. So can we pick a question from all of them and then
all right, well, here's 2 oranges. So we are pulling this out of the box. We didn't plan what questions we were going to read. I hope you better not embarrass me here on live. No, I'm just kidding. And we're just pulling it out. So we don't know what the hell's going to happen over here. But since you guys wanted more of us.
Do we ask questions and we both answer it? Or
if you want, when I played with the girls there, we did that. Like whatever I read, I answered, but then everybody else answered the same thing.
Oh, I love that.
So that we can get to know that particular thing. Like, for example, if one of the questions is, what's the most painful experience you had with your sibling? Well, then I can answer that, but then I can find out what yours is and what everyone's is. And I feel like that's a way to really get to know each other under the same category and level and energy. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right, we're going to begin.
Esther, I'm sorry if that's not how you do it.
She's all like, you stupid,
I'm breaking the rules.
Ladies.
You don't deserve the game.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. But since they're different colors, don't we have to like break it up?
Oh, no, I randomized it.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
the
go
pink
for it.
sexual ones might be somewhere. I don't know. Okay, ready? Oh, it's a pink.
Oh, great.
Oh, my
I'm just
gosh.
kidding.
A kink I don't understand.
Wow. One that's really common is the slapping of the ass.
Okay, got it.
Or smelling really, really stinky underwear. But the slapping of the ass, I'm like, what? I don't get it. What is that? Are you pretending that they're horsey and you got control? Like, is it just the sound? What is it?
I have been slapped in the butt. I mean, Peter and I wouldn't slap him in the butt.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would appreciate that. But I mean, I would when we have sex, but I don't want to be smacked where I'm like, I see stars.
Yeah. Or 5 fingers, right? Like you're saying the 5 fingers. You're like,
no,
that's too painful.
But for me, it's like that sensation. You get a little bit of that bite, a little bit of that tingle. And then, so I can see that. But if it's a slap where you're just like, what? I can't be like
what if it's too hard? Yeah.
Right.
Unless you're into S&M, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I've never done S&M. Have you?
Yeah. No, that's not my thing. I'm too loving for that.
So
I can tell you that.
Have you been slapped in the butt lightly, tapped a little bit? Nothing.
No, but I feel like now that you're saying it that way, I'm a biter. I like to bite, and sometimes I like. Like biting. It rough. And I could see someone might be saying, why you bite so much? I'm not a food, But so I could see how you can enjoy just a little, because a little nibble, I don't want to be bitten hard where it's going to fucking hurt. Right. But I like that. So, I get it. Okay. See, it takes talking.
You are right, though. We need to define kink, but I think to me, kink is something that is arousal. Oh, wait, is kink a fetish? Remember how we talked about fetishes and they have like the lunars, the balloon.
Right.
And they have, people pooping. Is that a kink or is that a fetish?
Always, right? We got to go back to Webster Dictionary because it's all about the definition of words. All right. Well, let's look up the word kink. A sharp twist or curve. No, that's not it.
Sometimes people are into that too, I guess.
In human sexuality, kinkiness is the use of non-conventional sexual practices, concepts, or fantasies. The term derives from the idea of a bend in one's sexual behavior to contrast such behavior with straight or vanilla sexual mores and proclivities.
I don't like the word vanilla. Because the vanilla bean is quite difficult to grow. So when people say you're vanilla, it's actually this complex, rich flavor. Anyway,
I got one deeper than you. The vanilla bean is dark and brown and black.
Yes, it is.
That thing is dark.
Yes.
What the hell is in there that's white or light?
I don't understand.
Is it the flour? Because if you're referring to the flour, why include the flour when the flour is not vanilla? Vanilla is
so
the
true.
flavor of the bean that you're talking about, and that bean is black.
Yep.
So I've never understood the term why they use vanilla.
I don't understand it either.
It's stupid. It's stupid. Whoever invented it. Okay.
Well, okay, so I think your terminology is correct about kink. Mine would be strangulation. Some people like to be strangled or strangle others. I think it is maybe, I have no idea, maybe someone can correct me, a power and dominance over someone else. I wouldn't want to be strangled. I don't want to black out.
What about the act of having someone put their hand on your neck and not strangulating you, but controlling you?
I think I'd be okay with that.
I'm getting aroused just thinking about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Patrice's chair is really wet right now.
I'm slipping.
Off
No,
the chair.
But I could see that. Yeah, I don't like pain.
Yeah.
The role play is fun, a little, but when it gets to be painful, right? Like the butt slapping, then I don't like it.
Yes.
But I could see if you kind of get into that playfulness, then that's a whole different story. Okay.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Few people know I could talk for hours about
love.
Oh, that's so true.
There's
You
so
are
much
so
to
romantic
say.
and
It's
Patricia,
ridiculous.
You love love.
I love the feeling of love, even sometimes the painful side, not too long and not too often, but there's a sense of aliveness in that pain and the recovery of it, that when you come out on the other side, it gives you hope for more.
Yes.
It's fucking beautiful.
That is true.
It's all, and again, the quality of our relationships determines, having friends. I love you. I love Swan.
You too.
And I love my family, despite I want to not see them for 5 days after that trip. But anyway, and just the love that I've had in my life. It makes me want to continue. If I didn't have any of that, life would not be worth living for me. Yeah, that's what gives me purpose.
Oh my gosh, yours is really good.
Oh,
my
shit.
answer's stupid. Because the thing I could talk about hours about are vacuums. I love vacuums. I have this weird. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Like on my free time, I'll look on YouTube and I'll see how they do the particle count after the HIPAA filter. And there's this.
Shit.
I know it's the stupidest thing.
No, but this is like passion for you.
Yes,
you know?
I love vacuums.
That is interesting.
And then there's have you heard of Miele vacuum? Miele. So they're like a very, I would say, upscale brand. I don't know the prices, but when I think about it, it's close to like Wolf brands and
almost like Bosch. Bosch is a brand of, very bougie
high-end.
brand. Yeah.
Yes.
And more
exactly.
bougie.
It's
They
not
say that
like
it's high end, but sometimes those things conk out because
Right?
we've had it happen. So it's more bougie than it is.
But I feel like they're the high end stuff. That's what I think about.
Yeah.
Miele. But anyway, so they have this vacuum that, like, my eyes are like, I'm like so
Can you
happy
imagine
about
when
it.
you were little? I don't know. Have you always felt this way?
Yes, because
Holy
I
crap.
loved vacuuming and seeing the pattern on the carpet, and then taking the bag out and throwing away the dust. It's so stupid.
I know what to give you for your birthday next year. Oh, that's funny. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
vacuums, because like that Miele vacuum,
I love
but like
it.
they'll do the before and after, and then they'll put the particle counter, and it's at 0. That is
and that's satisfying.
great. That's so satisfying.
Isn't that funny? The little things that satisfy us. I have a friend, and I started this too, of course. Like if you write your list of what to do in the Post-it note for the day and just checking that off and seeing it completed, it's like there's this satisfaction that it's almost like picking a scab when you like to do that shit, like that.
Yes, or putting an X on a mosquito bite.
Yes. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Yes. Oh my gosh, we're going crazy over here. I swear we didn't do any drugs before we
We're
started.
sober.
Yes, no kidding. Okay.
Oh, okay. Next, I wish I had a second chance at.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
I wish I had a second chance at singing, dancing back in New York.
Oh my gosh, that would have been amazing for you.
That was my dream. That was my dream.
Why did you stop? Responsibility or what?
I think that dogma and indoctrination, I let it get in the way because I was such a free spirit. You know how Madonna seemed like she was before her time?
Yes.
But that was me, the freedom, the wanting to be me. And I grew up in this religion, which most religions would have done the same thing. So it's no different whether it's Mormon, Catholicism, whatever. That was like, you need to be a good person. And in order to be a good person, you have to behave and do this. I mean, that was back in the 90s when AIDS was big and all this out of control. And I thought, I mean, I let people scare me into thinking this is going to be your life if you keep being free and having fun. Like, that's a bad thing, you know? And then I thought, okay, well, maybe what I do need is structure. This is also one of the reasons why people get in the military. They think they need that structure. And some people do, but I don't think I needed that. I needed to love who I was.
Interesting.
If I loved who I was, and listen, please, I don't want to hear any hate mail and shit, but a lot of people like J-Lo pursued singing and acting and dancing, and that's what I wanted to do. I'm not saying I would have been another J-Lo, but I would have been content with being on Broadway or just acting in a series or whatever. I feel like I could have done the same thing because I was talented. I was. Yes. And yeah, and I thought what I need is structure. So I got married with someone I fell in love with. And I think I'm not going to say that I don't love my husband, of course, but sometimes we fall in love with the concept of this Leave It to Beaver kind of, you know, the house.
Picket fence.
Yes, the picket fence. I'm going to be a good girl. And then you're like, oh, I missed out. I missed out on doing some things that would have been for me to be fulfilling in a different way, because your family and love and all that fulfills you differently. So if I could have a second chance, I really pursue that, do things differently there.
You can still do it now.
Yeah.
I mean, you still dance and you still sing.
I don't know that there's a market for 50-year-olds.
I would pay for that. I would.
But
you
know
guys
what?
would too,
there
right?
are other things that I try to keep up with singing, as you know, and whatnot, and do my little thing for friends and just for fun. I don't regret my life, and that's the good thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But definitely, I don't know that if I were to pursue it now, it'd be in the same vein at all. I'd be content with, at a restaurant, to be able to get a little corner, sing, and, you know, and just entertain people while they eat and get to know the people that go there. Like, that sounds very fulfilling.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you be the singer and Tim can be the chef?
Oh my gosh.
And then you open up, like, not even a jazz bar. It could be any type of genre.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, done.
And sing little songs.
Yes.
And, you know, people come over and chill and listen to music.
There'll be a burlesque night.
Holy
and
shit.
And then, you know, yeah, I like
I think I could have done that too.
I
Okay,
think
well,
you
what's
could
your
too.
answer?
Mine would be learning to speak Vietnamese more. Because when my grandma passed away, I stopped speaking Vietnamese because my parents speak English to me. And now that I'm older, I see how much value that is, learning another language.
Yeah.
And you're fluent in Spanish and English.
But you know what?
What?
That's so funny that you're saying that's what your second chance would be, because I regretted so many people in Dominican Republic telling me that's a shame that you didn't teach your kids Spanish. And I agree. And I regret it. And I talk to them on occasion, but it just doesn't come natural for whatever reason, since they're already more... My husband barely speaks English. So
Let alone.
So point being that I wish I could have a second chance, and I agree with you. Like, could you pursue that now, I guess, or learn?
Yes, I could.
It would be difficult, right?
I think I could, but my grandma, she spoke Northern Vietnamese, and then a lot of the teaching is Southern Vietnamese, which is fine. You know, I understand. Whatever, but I wish I could communicate with her better. I think that's probably what I would do, is have a second chance learning the language and talking to her one-on-one instead of, oh, Dad, what did Grandma say? Like some bits and pieces I didn't understand.
Language is so fascinating, because here you're telling me about Vietnamese, and because South and North, you would think it's the same country. Why doesn't everybody? But the accents are different. Just like here in the United States, you got people that talk Creole and, you know, like whatever. I don't know what I just said, but like in Dominican Republic, it is like that too. Like there's some people that ellos hablan así, tú sabes. Like it's kind of twangy. It's twangy, and so is that Creole. Like when you're talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I don't know where Texas, where would it be? Mississippi?
Yeah.
I don't know. know where it is, but all I'm saying
I
is,
don't know either.
So anyway, point being though, that it's amazing how one country can, I don't even know it's a dialect. It's just more like an accent and change. I hope you get to do it.
Okay, the next one. Oh, thank you. Sorry. I looked at the card when you were talking to me.
She's all concentrated. What's it next? What's the next thing, Swan?
This is part 1 of Getting to Know Us. So stay tuned for part 2.